Howdy y'all, I am iScold, and today we're doing some death PvP, and this was one of my first death matches in quite some time. I didn't quite have him ready for the last PvP season, but I've got him ready now, and I mean, I've been enjoying it. I think death is in a balanced spot, if that makes sense, in the meta, where it's like, it's not too good, but it's also definitely not bad. I mean, you look at these stats, you've got like just the Thanos stats right here. Like, I'm 3 off of the resist cat, as crazy as that sounds, and I bet if I used a different setup I could get there. But yeah, this match was definitely an interesting one. It was against my hardest possible counter school. I don't even know why they put catch-up chests up there. It makes no sense, but anyway. So I was against my absolute hardest counter school in this match, and just the way the game is designed, I am just not supposed to win this at all. But I played it in such a way that I was able to sort of manipulate my opponent into, I guess, not playing optimally necessarily, but it almost still worked, which is kind of crazy. But, you know, we did end up taking the dub, and it was intense. I honestly thought I lost, like, toward the end when my little play didn't put me as ahead as I thought it would, but I mean, this combo, it still works pretty well, and I mean, honestly, just the fact that bomb dots on, like, Toth are 6 rounds, that's kind of, that gave me the win. That gave me the win. Just having those 6 rounds definitely gave me an upper hand that I definitely, absolutely needed. And, I mean, listen, in this matchup, Death versus Myth, it's damn near impossible to win. So you have that, and let's go over the gear. So first, for the hat, I've got the Wastelander hat. The accuracy is always nice with this. For the robe, Baleful Plot Armor, very, very good as well. If you can get the raiment of whatever from the Liches and Legends Gauntlet, then I think it's the Skinless King for, yeah, Skinless King set. The raiment of the Skinless King for the Death School from the Liches and Legends Horde Pack, or whatever it's called. You can get an extra brace as opposed to this Life Dispel that I'm pretty sure I have X'd out. I could be wrong about that. But, yeah, I mean, the extra brace is just so much more useful for a death, but the plot armor does give the exact same stats. So if you already had this, I wouldn't sweat it too much trying to upgrade. So you have that, and then for the boots, I run the Xibalba boots, same as pretty much every other school, except for like Storm, I think, at the moment. So Xibalba boots, definitely up there. The extra virulence is quite nice. Pretty good, love to see that. For the wand, I'm using the 160 Xibalba Singularity Sword. This can only be obtained through raiding, since the template is different from the 170 version. The 170 version, of course, being like a carbon copy of the Reaver, but with Shads instead of P-Serve. The 160 version is slightly different, but honestly, it's like a retired template. I haven't seen this kind of gear piece come out in a long time, so yeah, honestly, the 160 version, I use the 160 version because I still have plenty of accuracy, so that's out. And then I don't actually fall below the damage or pierce cap, and as a matter of fact, I'm 2 over the pierce cap, even with the 161, so who knows, maybe that can open up some other setups, like with a different amulet and all that. So that's the wand, and for the Athame, I've got the Fell Dream Reaver knife, pretty good. Just gives, you know, your usual tier 2 circles in a square, gets you a lot of extra health. You can see I've got 12.4k, that's honestly high for a death. And then for the amulet, I run the Hunhaus Singularity Amulet, pretty good. I like it a lot, but I have been wanting to try out this one, the Clasp of the Skinless King. It gives me 1 extra resist. I lose a little bit of P-Serve, but that's not really a stat that I worry about. And then it also gives me an extra Attenuate, and the Tower Shield is nice too. So that could be cool too. I sacrificed some fire stats to run that though, so I'm not exactly eager since Death's Fire Weave is among like the best in the game out of all of the weave combos. So I might give it a try at some point, like if it ever becomes meta. So there's that. And then for the ring, Skyfarer, this is the same for every single school, I think minus Balance, and even then Balance can use the Skyfarer ring and still get away with it. So the extra pip chance is what matters here. For the pet, I run a triple double mighty Gloomy Goatling. There is a pet called the Charred Dragon that comes from like the Fire Weaving quest. This gives at Mega, I think it's 2 elephants and a Fireblade, which is pretty good if you're using like Pyre Dragon a lot. It's very helpful. Gives you some extra deck space in main, but I like the 2 extra 3-folds. Even though they're less powerful, I could still use them to gambit with, so that's important there. For the mounts, I use the Clockwork Courser for the extra 2%. It's just on my Storm right now because I just did a stream. And then for the deck, I use the Hunhau's Singularity deck. And, you know, there's things like the Deadly August Sage deck that give you an extra Dark Surge. But I like the Hunhau deck because it gives me a tier 5 copy of Path A Monster Mash. And this card is my pride and joy on the Death School. Like, I love using this card. It is so good. And like I said, Gambit 3 charms for 130 extra damage per charm, or per curse, by the way. So that is, what, 580 plus 390, give or take. That's like pushing 900 damage base on a card. I think the number ends up being like 870. Am I wrong about that? Or am I stupid? No, it's 970. Never mind. Math is hard. It's also like 12:30 a.m., so brain is a bit dead, but that's what it is. Like 970, something like that. Very strong card if you can get the Gambit off, and that is precisely why I run these extra 3-folds. It's quite nice to do that. And yeah. So speaking of the deck, this is that. This is the deck that I've been using. The elemental weaknesses are decent against fire. Usually it doesn't even matter given how safe the matchup is, but for the fire, of course. But for the rest of it, this is still pretty standard. I wish I could tear out my Avenging Fossil a little more, but it is what it is there. Same with the Skeletal Dragon, but the Skeletal Dragon is going to be your main Blade counter. You've also got good Aura counters in Monster Mash, and then of course there's Headless Horseman and Grim Reader. Just a lot of weaknesses in this deck, just sort of as was intended by the devs. So you have that. I only run 4 of these 3-folds compared to the 6 that I technically can run, and I just do that because I have these 2 extras, so that's pretty neat as well. Poison is eventually going to get changed. And then, yeah, the rest of it is still pretty standard. For the side, I run these 3 Life King arts, not that they matter. And then I've got some fire stuff for if I ever, you know, need to lean into that some more. And then 4 ghouls, a few vampires, again, just very good in conjunction with things like elemental weakness. So, pretty nice. 8 Tri-Shields, just in case I want to set up Doomoni, but usually they end up going toward ghoul or getting countered for 2 pips, you know how it is. So there's that. Got a few virulences, and this is also something I have because I only get 1 copy of this, so having 3 more less powerful but still very strong versions of the same card in my side deck, very good, and I'm absolutely happy with it still. Shout out to Nathaniel, who like gave me 40 of these back in January before I quit PvP for a few months. So yeah, I've got a stockpile of these. He even offered me more, so who knows, maybe if I do enough Death Peeve, I'll have to hit him up. But for now, that is the deck, and yeah, I think that'll about wrap up. Just the stats for everybody's satiate everybody's curiosity, I guess. This will go to 56, which is the Pierce cap for Death. If if you have the Clockwork Courser, and then this is already maxed, so even if you don't have the Clockwork Courser, you can still get by just fine on the Death School because you still hit your Pierce cap. It's just I run it for the extra Fire Pierce because what other mount am I going to use, right? So there you have it. I hope you enjoy this match. We got a Myth. Awesome. Cool. Hooray. Okay, we might just need to stay on at least enough fire pips to immolate. That's gonna be what we've got to do. I've got more Grims. I might just wand hit her, see what else it gives me. Probably no to that threefold at least. I can do what I always used to do to Myths. Get a shield up, keep it for a turn, and then trade back with this smash. Like, that'd be kind of gnarly. Maybe I could brace this round. See about that. I don't know what she's up to, though. I might get the fire pips first and then sit on life. But we'll see. Okay, so she'll do that. So I don't mind just doing this. Skeletal Dragon's good. Something I could do just right now to do it. So we'll see what she decides to do. Sunblade, ooh. I mean, I don't know about you, but that seems pretty free to me. It's kind of how much? 7? Maybe I let this go on for another turn. Maybe I see if she wanna. But she wouldn't. That's the thing. Definitely wouldn't. So I'll take this while I can. Yep. So this will give me 435 blades to work with. 1300 damage, pretty solid. That mash could be interesting. Only a 59 shad gauge though, that's a problem. What if I just did this? It's not like it's an actual weakness. It's just something to set up a mash down the line. Elephant's not bad either. That's just a good card to have. I might get rid of that, honestly. What's that going to be? Yeah. So, Spirit Shield would be nice. Or, I mean, Virulence. I probably won't Virulence. Let's get rid of all the bubbles. Yeah. Good chance she just takes the drop bear here. And I can't actually get the combo that I want off, but who knows? Maybe I do. I would need to pull a ghoul for me to be able to do that. That would be quite nice, I would say. Yeah, because she's gonna have 2 blades for this bear. Okay, got the ghoul. So yeah, she'll take a double buff drop bear, but then immediately eat a stronger monster mash with a damage gambit. And that will set me up enough. I will say that I don't want her shielding again, because if she does that, then I'm going to need to ghoul again. And if that happens, yeah, of course. now she has a Djinn is the problem. And that means I need to do this and then probably Dark Surge. And then I could go for my thing. So we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts to the strat. But, I mean, that's doing mass. Like, let's just be real. 900 plus, you know, that's like 2,700 value right there. Another Ellie Week, probably not. Same with the Grim. That's at 400 a turn. Oh my goodness. What's this going to be? Probably going to go for the Bear. Or the Toth, okay. So now what we want to do is shield again. If we can. Or, I mean, who the hell knows? Well, you know, actually, if she... Yeah, because this is a dot, so if she wants to go for an Oni, I may just be able to rush her down before she can even, like, do anything. Okay, let's Surge first. I just really hope she doesn't stone, because if she does, I think I lose. But if not, I get the mash. And that's going to do too much for her to handle. But let's see. Let's see what she decides to do. Because either way, I've got a lot of damage set up. It's just, can you please Oni? Okay, she did, so I think I win. This is going to get me low, but it's not going to matter. I have a 35 bladed, like, hammer heading towards her. Oh yeah, that didn't even do much. A lot of what she's got is in the dot, so I'm not even that worried. 6483, this will probably do maybe 3 to 4 of that, and then I could set up for like a Bone Dragon or something for the kill. Oh yeah, 3883, that's strong. Yeah, we are in good hands, I feel like. Because I could... What if I stabilized first? Maybe she'd go for an Aura, and then I could do something. Or is she going to try an Oni a second time? She might. Okay, so... in anticipation of that, let me just try to... cycle my deck a bit. Maybe I should have got a Death Pip. Oh, yeah, no. Okay, I can still mash this round. I don't like getting rid of TC like that, but it's what I've got to do. What's up, Alyssa? Welcome to the chat. I'm currently in the process of winning a matchup that I should lose horrifically. 10-16. I just don't know how much longer those have got on them, and that's the problem. I think I just need this to do... Fuck it. I'm just gonna go for this. I mean, I said winning, but who the hell knows at this point? Yeah. I think because they didn't go off this turn, Okay, so it's down to this. Fire elf or glimpse? Damn it. It's just insane how these types can just brute force their nonsense. 'Cause I mean, I don't know. Do I... Oh, they didn't go off! Bro, I lost faith for a second. I lost faith for a second. Alright. Well, I'm down for that. Okay. Wow. Yeah, dude, I thought I was just boned when she sent that glimpse. Because with the traps, I'm pretty sure I would have died. Because they were doing like 2,300 each, the dots. But, oh my. What a game. What a game indeed.